Robert Zinni here with another episode of Five Senses. Today I'm sitting down with Sukey Jones. She is going to be talking about the Sister City program that Prescott has with Caborca, Mexico. And did you know it's been 50 years since that relationship began? So sit back and relax. Welcome to Five Senses again. I'm your host, Robert Zinni. Today, we have Sukey Jones here in C-Flexion Studios to talk about Prescott's relationship with our sister city in Caborca and to tell us what's going on for their 50th anniversary of the partnership. Sukey, thanks for joining our show. How you been?
Doing good.
Yeah. So I see Prescott, Caborca, sister cities. I mentioned this before. I really have zero idea what a sister city is. So, what is a sister city?
It's a concept that's been around since Dwight D. Eisenhower. He started the program as a way of bringing peace, person to person, citizen diplomats. And so if we get to know people in different countries on a really personal basis, maybe we will have more peace. Okay, so a little bit of culture diffusion.
How long have you been doing this? And have you seen that those friendships blossom?
Oh, my Lord, yes. I've been a member of the one here in Prescott for about 12 years. And I've seen the friendships and I've heard about the friendships. I can tell you Bob Greninger, who was a very, very active member, became very close to, when he was president, came close to the president in Caborca. Their families almost intertwined. He was the godfather of their child. They named their baby after him. It was like a father-son relationship. And that's only one of them. But there are many stories like that.
Nice. See, I like traveling international because what I've learned through my experiences is people are people no matter where they live, what they do. And it's really nice to connect with somebody who doesn't speak the language or has different cultures.
One of the other things I've seen happen there is we will go down. I remember going down. They were supposed to have saved some seats for us at this big event. And there were no seats. But word spread that we were from sister cities. Came down from Prescott. And everybody stood up, gave us their seats.
Okay.
Just the nicest people. Just welcoming and warm. It's a pleasure to be with them.
Nice. So you're celebrating 50 years of the sister city with Caborca. How did it start? Maybe for our viewers at home, where is Caborca in Mexico?
Absolutely. Okay, it started back in 1972 when, and this information I got from a newspaper article in the Courier way back when, but it evidently started when Sal Romero and Rudy Navarro went to City Hall when Mayor Hicks was mayor and said, hey, what do you think about this idea? The city council and the mayor thought it was a good idea. They wrote letters to towns all over northern Mexico, and the mayor of Caborca responded enthusiastically. And that was the beginning of it all. And in August 1972, Mayor Taylor Hicks signed the document creating this partnership. And for people who don't know, Caborca is in Sonora. It's about a 5-hour drive from here, 6 hours. And we talk about the municipality of Caborca. And that's like a county here. And so the actual whole area that the mayor of Caborca oversees goes all the way to the Sea of Cortez and all the way up to the border of Arizona. You get there going through Lukeville and then Sonoita. Those of you who have been to Rocky Point, you turn to the right. If you go straight ahead, you'll end up in Caborca.
Okay. And so what type of events do the cities who are hosting the people that come visit? What's your role as the ambassador?
We try to have 2 times a year when we get together. We go there twice a year. They come up here twice a year. And it's just a way of learning more about the culture in each place. So when we go to Caborca, we've gone to, actually when you buy asparagus in the grocery store, it probably comes from Caborca. major grower there. So we've been to the Kaborka packing plant. We've seen the fields of asparagus growing. We've seen the irrigation ditches, and we've seen the grapes growing. We went to the gold mine. There's a major gold mine in that area that's where a lot of the people in Kaborka work. We've been to that. Then there are the parties.
The parties, okay. Now.
Yeah, and the food. I mean, they're known for their tortillas. They're called armpit tortillas because they're like this big.
Okay.
And of course, wonderful music and dancing and folkloric dancing and so a lot of fun. And then when they come up here, we try to show them what Prescott is all about. And been to all the museums and Grand Canyon and Jerome, and we have a Spanish. We've had Spanish immersion classes where our folks go down there for a week or two. We've had them come up here for English immersion classes, and those are a lot of fun because you really get into, I know several years ago when we still had the racetrack, we took them out there and they learned how to bet on the horses.
Oh, gambling, even better. Yeah, that's a good way to show American culture.
Group.
Yeah.
So there's just all kinds of possibilities here in Prescott and also down in Kaborka.
Nice. So you're celebrating 50 years. So, hey, what does that mean to have a relationship that long? And what are some of the events that you plan on doing to celebrate the 50 years?
Yeah, it is amazing to say that we've been around for 50 years. When we celebrated our 40th anniversary, I happened to be the chairperson of the committee at that time and made contact with Tony Martinez, who was one of the very early people. He was the first president for 5 years. And he shook his head. He thought, I didn't know it was going to be around that long. And here we are at 50, and we're still in contact with Tony and, shaking his head still. You're still around. It's just like any organization. It ebbs and flows, high energy, low energy. But during that whole period, the friendships have been important. The things that we have been able to send to Kaborka to make the lives of especially the more needy people there better. We work with an orphanage there, adopted a kindergarten, which has an interesting cultural aspect to it. They have exchanged with a kindergarten here Christmas ornaments, and we sent down things for them to make Halloween crafts. And they sent up videos of the songs they sing for Day of the Dead. So it's, we try to do it more than just, giving things. We've also we've gotten air conditioning into the school and stuff. So, and over the 50 years, the list of stuff that's gone down, milk of magnesia, Kevlar vests, school desks. We sent PPE material for during COVID, or money to buy it with. X-ray machines, mammograms, fire trucks, lots of ambulances. Lifeline has been really good at donating ambulances, and we've driven them down. So it's amazing.
Do they not have that infrastructure down there for like ambulances?
It's pretty amazing. Kaborka, the municipio, the larger area, has 80,000 people. The city itself is 60,000. It's a volunteer fire department.
Okay.
So resources are stretched.
Okay. Well, that's nice that your organization sends things down.
Yeah, and have from the very beginning.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we got to help out those kind of countries because I would imagine it's a dry climate like here, and it's hard to live, especially with the heat and whatnot. And it's really nice that you guys partner with the kindergarten because that could be developing lifelong relationships.
Mm-hmm. We hope they remember those kinds of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you have any events planned here for your 50?
The first one coming up is for Cinco de Mayo. Now, people have to realize this is not celebrated all that much in Mexico. It's kind of become an American drinking holiday since the 1980s.
Okay.
But we are going to recognize it. We've partnered with the Hacienda Inn. And so on May 7th, I would invite everybody to come by the Hacienda to the patio. We'll have music, and we hope people will dance. And you can buy a special Kaborka combo that they have set up for us. And it just hit me the other day. It was a perfect drinks. Okay, you get their hacienda fries, which are chorizo and asadero cheese and hatch chilies, big shareable portion of French fries, and then a choice of 2 drinks. One is a cucumber margarita.
That sounds good.
Now, I don't like cucumbers, but it hit me that this was the perfect drink for them to choose for this because, okay, backing up, we sell pickles at events on the square. Why pickles? Because when we first started doing this, the cucumbers came from Caborca.
Okay.
And so we started selling the pickles made from the cucumbers at our pickle booth. Okay. Several events.
Yeah,
okay. So now Hacienda Inn suggested to make a cucumber margarita without even realizing that there was that connection to cucumbers. And then the other choice of a drink is a spicy paloma. If people aren't familiar with that, it's very popular in Mexico, and it's grapefruit juice and tequila. Spicy paloma, it puts a little bit of heat into it, some jalapeno, something or other. Another perfect choice for drinks, because paloma in Spanish means dove.
Oh, okay.
So we think palomas for peace, doves for peace, the peace dove.
Hey, and if it's grapefruit and tequila, that's a good
and if you're into tequila, so we really invite people to come by, and a goodly portion of what they buy of that combo will come back to Sister Cities to help our programs that we're doing.
Sweet. Okay, so that's coming up in May. Is there anything happening in the fall?
Well, I want people to watch before that in June. We're going to have a display in the public library. Mm-hmm. July, we're going to have a float in the 4th of July parade. So watch for us all. I think, we'll have people from both sides of the border marching along with the float. And then, yes, on September 17th, we'll have our main big gala. And that's open to the public. You'll see stories about it and invitations and details about that coming.
Nice. Sounds like you have a good year of celebration going on.
Yeah, we're really trying to, besides just celebrating, we're trying to, as I said, reach out to other organizations, giving talks. So if anybody out there, needs a speaker,
please get Sukey. Yeah.
And, we'll talk about the history and, a little bit more about it. And reaching out to businesses. We're trying to do business sponsorships. We've always had that availability, but haven't really pushed it. And we're out there. Hey, 50-year anniversary, $50, you become a business sponsor. So
really?
It's a sweet deal too.
Okay. Well, hopefully 5 Senses will sponsor that for you.
I think that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Here, let me give you the application.
Please. And I can come and interview some of the sister cities because we're going to try to do some on location for our summer series. So we may have to talk.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sukey, you gave us some really great information. I think I learned what a sister city is now. I hope you did too. Before we go, my last question is more for you. So you're involved with sister cities. I just assume you've traveled all over the world. My last 2 questions for you is, what's your favorite place you've traveled, and what was like that lesson? What was that aha moment that you took from it?
My favorite place in the world. Lord, it's hard.
Yes, you just got to think.
But
that one place.
I think the one that was like an aha was India.
Okay, why India?
When I got there with our tour guide asked us each, "Why are you here?" And I said, "I don't understand how this country works."
Okay, that's an honest
I don't
question.
understand how it can function. And he said, "We don't understand either." And it was just, it leaves you speechless. There is so much splendor and so much poverty and so much warmth. And leaves you speechless.
Well, I can see that. So
sorry.
No, it's all good. Thank you. I may have to check out India now, because that seems like it's a good idea. And if what you said about that, I kind of see that.
Yeah.
So.
And again, it's, the way we traveled there and everything, it's that when you travel, it's so important wherever it is that you make that person-to-person contact. You're not just sitting up in a tour bus looking down at what goes by. You talk to the people. When we were in India, I remember we stopped and we got to work on a potter's wheel. in one little village, and be with the people and understand them and listen.
Agreed. And that's what you do for the Sister Cities with Kaborka.
That is definitely. I should mention, I've been focusing today on Kaborka because that's what I'm most involved in, but Prescott does have 2 other sister cities.
Okay.
So there's also Suchitoto in El Salvador and Zeitz in Germany. And so those are other places that we have tried to make people contact.
Nice. And so how are your relationships with those?
Because of the pandemic, it's been harder for those of us. We can't even go across the Mexican border. The Zeitz group, their main focus was high school exchanges. And so students from Prescott would go over to Zeitz and go to school for a couple of weeks. I think it was a 2-week program. And the students from Zeitz would come here for a couple of weeks. And that was a really fine time. Oh, yeah.
High school exchanges are the best in my eyes because, like you said, you get the culture immersion. You're at that age where there's a lot of new stuff. And you get some really great impressions, and I love that we do that too.
Yeah, and you've had that experience too, going with high school students.
Yes, at North Point, taking students to Germany for a month for that similar culture exchange. We went to Frankfurt, and for me, I like that one because it's like when the Germans come here, it's like we'll give you a rural America experience. When we Americans go over there, we're in a city of 3 million people, and I love to see how the students change throughout that month until we get back to Prescott because their worldview opens just a little bit more. And I love doing that because, again, when you travel, it's about interacting with people, the culture, taking those ideas back. And if you have some inspiration along the way, that's good.
I keep thinking of things I meant to say. Is that okay?
Yes. Yeah, keep on going. Yeah,
no, when we were talking before about where is Kaborka, and it just hit me, people might wonder, why did we pick Kaborka in the first place as a sister city? At that time, we were about the same size. And even though we're a mile high and they're at desert, they're at sea level, basically, we had 3 things in common: ranching, mining, and agriculture. So we did have connections.
Nice. That makes it easier, especially when you want to help people. And Sukey, thank you for joining us today. I learned more about what a sister city is, and I hope you all did too. And hope to see you around for all the events to celebrate their 50th anniversary of being a sister city with Kaborka, Mexico. Thank you for joining us for another episode of 5 Senses. These episodes wouldn't be complete without our sponsors and 5 Senses magazine. For more information and more webcasts, log on to 5ensesmag.com, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.